Okay, hello and welcome in live flight on VATSIM from Romeo Charlie Tango Papa, it means Taipei, to Romeo Kilo Sierra India means Seul, and this flight is live one. We will see. Yesterday was huge problems with my computer system and the aircraft itself, and it was very difficult to finish the live transmission as it was previously planned. But tonight I hope everything will go smooth. Today we're flying with Boeing 787-8. Don't mix that with an 800. This is just dash 8. and really I hope we'll be able to leave Taipei, Taiwan International Airport within the smooth condition, and we did without any breaks or failures. Alright, let's start our preliminary inspection, pre-flight inspection checks. So starting with the parking brake. Parking brake is set. Battery switch is on overhead panel on the electrical section. Okay. Right, so it will be just some lights illuminated shortly, and as you see we have two power cards, two ground power units available. So to gain the power switches, to achieve the aircraft will be powered by the ground power source from outside. We need to check and verify first of all the connection, which is obvious because we have availability on the overhead panel, and we have to, as in reality we should have already minimum two plugins from electricity. It doesn't matter it's from the jet bridge or it's from the ground power unit, because one is not enough. Okay, as you see, some lights are illuminating and the aircraft is powering up. Okay, so we will not take you more in darkness. Okay. Yeah. Right, perfect. So we have now some noise coming from the aircraft system, and we should definitely continue with an aircraft preparation. Just I have to check more if any others aircrafts online. Yeah, we have some guy on the south apron. Is preparing. It's a Dongwon guy from Singapore, and he's going from Romeo Charlie Tango Papa to Romeo Juliet Alpha Alpha. It means to Tokyo, to Japan, probably with an Airbus. Okay, let's concentrate on our aircraft and let's make the pre-flight checks. As I mentioned before, parking brake is set. Battery switches are on. APU generators and the off position, and the APU mustering up in off position, and the external power is plugged and it's on. Landing gear lever, it's down. Speed brake lever is down. Sorry, it's up. It's up, but it's in up position, but it's not up in the meaning as you see on that particular position, which is extended. It should be extended, not up. It will be more. It should be more and more. Let's say logic. Just a minute. Yeah, this is what I would like to change. Update and export. Okay. All right. Just a minute more. One more time. One more trick. Look around now. IR now, but we need the. All right. Yeah, this will be more sufficient for you guys. All right. So up position, it means it's definitely retracted. Sorry, the flaps levers, I mixed it up. Flap levers is up, and this is the logic. Speed brake lever, it's single one. Speed brakes lever are retracted, so it's in on position. Fuel engine are cut off. Fuel pump switches definitely off. Yeah, this is it. Engine instruments are checked, and the anti-ice controls. So where is the anti-ice control? In here. Okay, they are in the auto position. So wing anti-ice and left and right engine. Wind on headache is not required, so for the timing is off, but we will be considered to on. Later on, an altitude setting. Altimeters actually are on, and altitude is 10,000 feet, and altimeters 1010, and the EFR clearance, we don't have the clearance yet, and the fuel quantity is not checked, and the beacon is not on. So the pre-flight checklist is absolutely not complete, but this is absolutely correct, because I first have to configure the aircraft. Right away, so navigation lights on, logo lights on, and I think I should go outside to check the to make the walkaround. The walkaround should be made when this APU is on start position. Anyway, let's check maybe the wing lights. It's darkness, so we can go out and we can try to verify the aircraft from the outside. Okay, so let's go and let's start our pre-flight. It's dark, and in normal condition we should use a torch for any kind of strong source light to check the check all the sensors, including the pitot tube and any bang angles and angles of attack sensors, and including of course the undercarriage. So we should check everything carefully with our let's say deep. We should be deeply concentrate on each of the sensors to check it out. And the same with the antennas, which are here, and of course the engine itself. But I mean, it's a little bit too dark for now to simulate the walkaround. I will definitely prepare a separate video for the walkaround of the Dreamliner, but of course I wish to just give you then short overview how this how in the real life it should looks like. So the general conditions of the wings, definitely brakes and the undercarriage must be checked. So the brakes conditions and the bumps or any leakage or anything unusual which you can see on the aircraft. It should be verified and checked. But for the time being, as I mentioned, it will be very fast, rather just the quick walkarounds. So the tail section light is on and everything is working, so of course I can check the night and other kind of lights, but for the time being it's good enough just to have an overall view if we have the aircraft from the previous leg, if the aircraft is still in a good shape, and if the aircraft is able to perform flight safety. So this is the first task for the flight crew, to check it. Even if you have a mechanical engineer or the technician at the airport, you should go follow that procedure, and you have to check yourself the aircraft overall conditions, because of, you know, it could be a bird strike on the other thing. Of course, in that simulator the bird strikes are not really important thing, and they are not really simulated. I think in then PX11 I think there is some kind of bird strikes simulation. I saw something over the internet, but for the time being I'm not interested in a bird strike. I wish to just fly this bird for you, and I wish to take this as smooth as possible. So the engine overall condition plus the now is a time for the static ports. The instruments must be clear. It's dark really, so I cannot make a proper inspection without any source of light, but let's check the inspection is complete. Let's come back to the jump seat position to the cockpit now. And what next? We should go direct into the our EFB, and electronic flight back, and the management system in this simulator is obviously working very well. It's not really simulating over the systems like in a real aircraft, not in the 100% unfortunately, but I have to tell you that this is pretty well simulated. So let's go first of all for our documentation side. Let's check our flight plan first. I think, yeah, hello, we have our flight plan. So it's pretty well that we have a flight plan. We can just go and check the briefing package, and we can check the looking for the what we have here. Right, that's my name, that's my email, and that's my flight plan. And I'm the real life former flight dispatcher, so I have some knowledge about the flight planning. I have 1,000 flights, more than 1,000 flights planning in a different flight planning tools. I will not give the names of the tools because I don't like to make any comments on the professional tools, and I'm using that time PFPX for a simulation for the planning, and it looks pretty okay. I mean, in the meaning of the flight planning and meaning of the fuel, it's pretty accurate. There are some things to be corrected on the software itself maybe, but it's, in overall result I can give 4 stars of 5 that this is working pretty well. Okay, so the flight plan is for the Lot Polish Airlines, and it's EFR flight from on the aircraft of call sign 7929, and the registration number was is Sierra Papa Lima Romeo Foxtrot from Romeo Charlie Tango Papa. It means from Taipei airport to Romeo Kilo Sierra India, and this is quite piece of information already, because we have a Taiwan Taoyuan International called ICAO, and then Romeo Kilo Sierra India is just Seul Incheon aircraft and Incheon airport. So 7th of May 1645 is our departure time, so it's no more than half an hour right now from this presentation. We should be actually off clock. And the Taiwan Taiwan International Incheon. Weather prognostic, it is weather in 1535 and observation at 1534. ADC call sign, as I mentioned before, lot 799 from this airport to this airport, with the scheduled time departure and the scheduled time arrival, and the information about the calculated time of takeoff, even the restrictions. And the cruising speed is Mach 0.85. Ground distance is 895 nautical miles and air distance is 947. And the great circle distance is 7929 nautical miles, and average wind component is 318 at 46, which is giving us a headwind of 24 knots in average. ISA average is +6, and average fuel flow in kilograms per hour is 4,837. So if the flight time is more or less 2 hours and 4 minutes, if you multiply that by 2, plus in addition you need some fuel, of course, for taxi takeoff, or taxi go around, alternate, taxi in, taxi out, the all connecting to the fuel policy in the company. You should have some amount of fuel. For me, it's 3 times like this, so it's around 14,000 kilograms, something around. Just coming from my head, not from the calculations, but if it's 2 hours flight, I need the fuel for at least 3 hours. It's for safe reason, without any calculations. Okay, an alternate airport is Romeo Kilo Tango uniform. It's in Korea. And we have a fuel trip for 2 hours and 7 minutes, so it's at 10 tons around. But this is just a burn for Taipei, so it's 10,200 kilograms. And next we have our alternate fuel, which is 22 minutes, and it's 1,755 kilograms. The final reserve is 2 tons. Reserve in FMC is 3.8. Holding fuel, so half an hour holding in case of anything is 2,055 kilograms. We are not taking any extra fuel, and the taxi fuel is 240 for the 10 minutes. So minimum fuel at our takeoff stage, the threshold should be 16,572, and the block fuel should be 16,812. So based on that calculations, of course, we have an estimated weights, like an estimated takeoff, estimated landing, and estimated zero fuel weight. And this up away we have our maximum weight, which cannot be overcrossed. And how? Maximum M in the front, it means maximum, no more than M, even by 1 kilo. It's in reality it should be the same. Okay, let's jump back to our aircraft, and let's go for our dispatch planning. So first information we need is the zero fuel weight and actual. So just to refresh mine and your memory, it should be like 143,286. 143,286. 143,286, and this we must be very careful with that. So 143,286 is our zero fuel weight. Okay, based on that, we have our payloads, and now we should check our fuel. Fuel should be at a level of, the block fuel of all the fuel which is in the aircraft. It should be 16,812. 16,812. 16,812. Okay. So we have 8,406 multiplied by 2. Set fuel, set payload. And let's jump here. 16 tons, 812. So it's a total fuel in our fuel tanks. It will be the middle fuel tank. So let's check. Yes, 8.4, 8.4, and the central one is empty. Total fuel is agree. And let's check our total weight. It is 160,098 kilograms. 160,098 kilograms. Let's check in that scenario our flight plan. Our flight plan, and concerning the our flight plan 16,812. That's the fuel of block fuel, and the let's check the flight. Okay. So noise. Oh, there's an Airbus. I think. Yeah. Just let's see. This guy is departing to Japan. I don't know his call sign yet, but doesn't matter for now. We can check and verify that call sign very shortly. Yeah, it should be known shortly. This is like Tango Golf Whiskey. That's Tango Golf Whiskey, which is departing to the Romeo Juliet Alpha Alpha. All right, so let's not wait more. One more time, fuel and the our total weight. This was I was discussing the last time. The total weight of the total weight is 159,859. Okay, let's cancel that. And what is important? Yes, and as you see, there's a slightly different. It's 160 and it was 159. Why? Because this is a different. We have still our taxi fuel, which is around 300 kilograms. So if we burn taxi fuel, we'll get our takeoff weight. Okay. So minus 300. I planned 300 for that. It's already our takeoff weight. So it will be something around 159. So we can accept that without any problems, and we should go for the ident page now. Check and verify navigation database is checked. April 23 up to May 21, 2020. Software number, software version actually, which is correct, and we base on the trend 1000 alpha engine. The next step is position initialization, so it is airport Romeo Charlie and Taipei Tata Tango Papa. Gate, if we have, it's 504. No, we cannot find that gate in the database. It's happening sometimes, not always. Next, and let's see if our IRSs are working. No, the IRSs are not working. So IRS, inertial reference system, sorry, it's a system which is responsible for communicate with the actually to check where the aircraft is located, because aircraft cannot guess it itself, so it must be on position. Time to align. So as you see, their IRS is aligned, and the aircraft will find the position, and we will check the position if it's correct or not. All right, so the last known position from our reference system and from our reference airport is that, so we put it in here, and we can do it here, and it should be all right. Let's go for the routing section. As you see, the aircraft is found something at least. Let's check the airports. Yeah, this is it. We are at the airport of Romeo Charlie Tango Papa. So the aircraft is ready, and he's not able to guess our position. Okay, let's go for Romeo Charlie Tango Papa to Romeo Sierra, Romeo Kilo, because of Korea, Romeo Kilo Sierra India. And our flight number is LOT 79290, and it's done. And we have to request for the route itself. Route is empty, so request our dispatch to route. Yeah, we have got it. And the main task now to check that if this route is okay or not okay, or whatever it is, we should carefully check our flight plan section. So again, we're coming back to the documentation, and I'm as a captain responsible for checking and verify our flight route. So routing is probably from runway 05. This is the prediction of the program itself, or the software, PFPX. Speed, flight level, Piano 1 Alpha departure, Piano Lima 3 Salmi, Bravo 576 near to direct to Charlie Juliet uniform, Bravo 576 Kilo Whiskey Alpha, level change and speed change for flight level 310, Bravo 576 to Allman, and next arrival to Romeo Kilo Sierra India, runway 16. And that's the prediction of the of our system. Let's check that. So it's Piano Salmi Nitra and Charlie Juliet Kilo Whiskey Alpha Almond, so relatively short routes. I think I will memorize that. So let's go for verifying the routes. Alright, direct Piano Lima 3 Salmi Bravo 57 Nitra direct to Charlie Juliet uniform, Bravo 7 Almond. Perfect. So we can activate it. For sure, what we need, it's the informations. So we're coming to the section of the company, and we're putting the weather requests. I'll be checking the weather. Romeo Charlie Tango Papa Taipei Airport. Our source could be VATSIM or Active Sky, doesn't matter. Romeo, wind is variable 1 knots. This is the Romeo Charlie weather report from the station of VATSIM, and its wind is variable 1 knots, 10,000 kilometers or more, few clouds at 1,600, broken 50, temperature 25, dew point 24, QNH 1009, and no signal. Altimeter is 29R82, which is equivalent for QNH in just an RD. Okay, so if we have checked that, let's check the weather request for even we can use prediction weather for Romeo. Sorry, yeah, it's Romeo Sierra Kilo India. Sent. Romeo Charlie Romeo Korea Romeo Kilo Sierra India, and Active Sky. Right, this is the long report, wrong taft 300 at 7 kVOK, and becoming between 3 and 4. It's yeah, we can expect actually kVOK, and next wind 150, so 10 knots. So probably we'll have runway 16. Let's check again the weather from the other source than VATSIM, so from the Active Sky. Romeo Charlie Kilo India. Romeo Charlie Tango Papa, sorry, yeah, that's correct. So temporarily we have wind 240 in tough will be 240 at 5, and 10,000 fuel, broken 32, and temporary 040 at 5, 5,000 in mist, fuel and broken. And tonight, for now, the wind is variable. Right, we can use runway 05 left. This is not a big deal for that. even runway 23 is still okay, but it's with a 5 knots wind is okay for me, so I predict 0.5 left maybe. Let's go into our flight plan again. 0.5 right, but I prefer to using 0.5 left. It will be not more taxi than it's necessary. Okay, 0.5 left, so it means piano 1 Charlie, and this will be our departure route. I will I will stand by with the arrival for later navigation. And for now, if we have already set this all informations, set fuel, set payload, we should make the performance calculations, so we can copy the data from the FMC, which we took it just a minute ago. Condition runway is dry, thrust is optimum. I like to have some optimization by aircraft itself. Calculations, our current weight, CG, center of gravity, location, percent. Calculations. Okay, the flaps 5, V1 129, VR 132, and V2 142 with the flaps 5 and takeoff thrust on 1. And there's a please read the reference comment for departure procedures text. Alright, in the meantime, to speed up a little bit, we should go for the system page and check the crew oxygen. Crew oxygen, its pressure is 1950, so it's a perfect, and we should to check if our mask in case of decompression is working. Okay, then test it. As you see, some crew oxygen disappeared because of our pressed. So let's go for first thing to do. It's we're going from the up. Okay, ours is on, battery is okay. I prefer to start the APU, but as far as remember, there was some missing items in the pre-flight checklist. Okay, now we can switch. The fuel quantity is check for 16800. EFR clearance is not requested yet. We don't have any controller, unfortunately. And but shortly I think this will be the not the case anymore. And let's go for our map maybe. So you can see then our route. So then runway will be 05 left. Departure will be SID departures for the 05 left. It's already in that system, we can check and verify. So then departure on that is quite easy. Runway and open lists, SID, piano 1 Charlie, and we should give shortly the maybe we'll be ready shortly with the departure briefing. Okay, hurry up, we are still without any mode for the departure, and we should be pushed back quite shortly. Okay, and calculations are done. So if the calculations are done, we should send an output to FMC. Index. And this is performance initialization page, so the flight level 3900, cost index for our company average is 27, reserve in the FMC is 3.8, as it was in the flight plan, and we should go with the execute, and we should go with the takeoff, and we're sending this information from here, from this system, to that particular page. And if we agree, 121, 132 and 142, so V1, 121, 132, 142. So if we agree, we can take an acceptation for that, and CG %20 and trim setting for takeoff is 4.25. Okay, APU is not working, so let's start the APU first. APU to on. Fault light is illuminating. Okay. Okay, inlet intake door is open right now, and you can hear the spooling up APU noise. Okay, let's go back to the cockpit then. Okay, the RPM rising, EGT rising, oil temperature 43 and rising, oil pressure it's rising, and the fuel quantity, oil quantity will be dropping a little bit because of this actions here. Okay, it stops on 6.0, oxygen okay. So the window heating from our pre-flight checklist, it should be turned into on. Anti-ice controls auto, window heating is on, altitude setting is okay, EFR clearance is requested, almost. We have no control, so we will not ask for the clearance. We will issue the clearance ourselves, and the fuel quantity is checked, and beacon lights should be on. Wing is off. Right, let's put some glare sheet and panel lights. Definitely better. And if we before start, let's check the doors, door arms unchecked. Electrical system. So as you see, we are here on base on external power plugged in, but we will take the external power off, but we should take the APU generator first on. External power off, it's still available, but it's not connecting anymore. And we are disconnecting the external power, and we are disconnecting the wheel chocks. Alright. Alright, so pre-flight is completed. Let's go for the checklist itself. Right, an oxygen tested on the left side, and checked flight instrument heading and altimeter. Heading is 145, and altimeter it's currently at the level of 1010. Altimeter 1010 is set. Parking brake is set, and fuel controls.
Flight deck, this is your captain. We'd like to add our welcome aboard today's flight. We're just finishing up our last minute
cutoff.
and once we've done that, we'll push back. We're estimating an on-time departure. In the cabin today are some of our finest flight attendants who are there for your comfort, but most of all for your safety, so we ask that you give them undivided attention whenever requested. Once again, thanks for flying with us. Sit back and relax, and I'll update you on our progress once we're airborne.
Alright, they are cut off now. Sometimes the checklist is guiding you to some point that you needed to solve somehow. Okay. So before startup, checklist, flight deck doors, Flight deck doors should be locked and closed. So let's go. It's unlocked, it's auto, and it's in good position. So of course we can deny entry and unlocked. It's in auto, it's okay. Passenger signs are on.
MCP. The left seat takeoff. Taxi route is per ATC instructions. Standard reject procedures. Will depart via the SID, climb to initial altitude. In the event of an emergency return, we'll coordinate with ATC. You'll fly the airplane out on the checklist and coordinate with the air traffic control company and the flight attendants. Any questions?
Yeah, this I have a questions. It's 054. I think it's heading off the runway. We'll just verify that shortly. Okay, what have I done? MCP and V2 and heading and altitude. So this is the control panel must be checked, and it's checked. So we have indicated airspeed for takeoff. It's above V2, which is an engine failure speed. In case of anything, I put it 160. Minimum speed is 142. Heading of the runway, it's the 054 after departure and takeoff. So this is the to be checked on that particular map. 054, yeah, this is correct. And the yes, this is it. The MCP is checked. And altitude, we'll discuss it shortly. V1, VR, V2 rotation speeds. So V1 it's 129er, VR it's 132, 129er, 132, 142. So it's checked. CDU pre-flight completed. So in here we have everything on our central display unit. We have our departure, and the trim is not really completed because our trim should be 4.25 and it's 40. So we're using our magic pressure to make it 4.25. It's checked. And taxi and takeoff briefing. So let's come back to our maps and map for taxi and takeoff briefing. So taxi, let's go for taxi. So we had standard 504. We'll be pushing back to the west, and we're going via November, Charlie, November 7, November 6, Whiskey Charlie up to Whiskey 1 and November 1 for runway 05 left for takeoff. Runway is 3,660 meters long. For departure is good, okay. So the distance from 05 left from the head is 3,660 meters. And if we need an intersection takeoff from November to is 3,474 meters is okay also for that particular part of flight. Okay, next the departure briefing. Initial climb altitude will be above 8,000 feet over the Octane via the piano, and the piano 1 Charlie is direct to Tango Papa 050 Octane and piano. So in my opinion we should verify that. Everything must be verified. I think it's a good idea to verify each step to have not surprise in the air. So Tango Papa 050 Octane and piano, perfect, perfect and perfect. So 3 times perfect. Looks like we don't need any more. Okay, takeoff set, and then the pre-flight FMC is okay, so normal. It's taxi and takeoff briefing. Now the takeoff briefing is not complete yet, so just for your orientation. So we'll be departing from the runway 05 left to Tango Papa 050 next to Octane. In case of anything before 80 knots, I will stop for any warning. After 80 knots, and actually after V1 we will be to the V2, actually to V1. I will stop for any warning like the engine fire, loud noise, or the other kind of abnormalities and vibration, and up to V1 for engine fire and things like this. If we will catch a fire on the runway, I will call stop. You will take the memory items and we will evacuate via the open sites. And if we'll be after V1, we will continue to the air and we'll be figure out the situation in the air. It looks like we are not really overweighted today, so probably we have our weight in the order. So the weight for landing maximum is 172 and our current takeoff is 159, so no problem with overweighted landing. No overrated landing procedures will be the in-force. So if you just don't understand something, if I will have the copilot, I think shortly I will have copilot, so then FS2 crew will create the virtual copilot for this beautiful aircraft. So if everything will be set, so probably everything will be okay with this, and we will be departing easily without any problems. Yeah, and it seems to be we are okay with everything except of my radio for now. That's the same problem which was existed yesterday, and we are 10 minutes past the schedule right now, so I have to check my SPDX net, and I hope it will be working. If not, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's even working, so this is quite okay. Right. So my radio panel for the time being, I think 122.8. Unicom, yeah, this is beautiful. The radio is working. Yesterday nothing was working, and I was a little bit pissed off with my first online flight for you, because it was really frustrating. That's nothing is working. Okay, so let's go out of the other things than it should be. So okay, taxi and takeoff briefing is complete, and now we should ask for push. Hey.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback. Locking gear. Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes. Commencing push.
Good.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Taipei traffic, lot 7929ers pushing back on stand 504.
Start both engines.
Okay. So we are pushing back at 504. And starting engines. Sequence, it will be starting number 2, so the right engine.
Okay, starting engines.
Okay, engine is starting right now. Okay, the engine number 1 in that case.
Set parking brakes.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Okay. So we have a good start of 2 engines.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Okay, so the ground equipment is moving out. And the
Left is clear. Right is clear.
okay, we have a signal from the ground source, from the ground crew. Okay, before start is complete, so the fuel quantity is checked, engine throttle is idle, engine airway is clear, everything on them is set. So flight director. So before taxi, anti-ice is auto recall. Check auto brake in RTO and flight controls. So system, and the flight controls. Full down, full up, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, and rudder, full left, and full right, neutral. Let's try it with the outs view. Full down, full up, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, left and right. So thanks to that checklist yesterday I cancelled the flight because it was a problem with my computer. Sometimes happens, but this time it should be okay. Alright, hydraulic is okay, fuel quantity 16.6, air is okay, door closed. Circuit brakes maintenance not necessarily needed for now. AFIS display, flight controls, gear, pressure, electrical system. We can switch off the APU to off. And we're coming back to the checklist. Flight controls check. Ground equipment is removed and closed. And clear. Okay. Before taxi flaps is okay. Let's set the taxi lights to on. Taxi lights on and runway turn lights in short medium time. I will a little bit dark the cockpit. So we were releasing the brakes and we're taxiing slowly ahead. So a taxi. Via November Charlie, we are taxiing it out, so okay. Taipei traffic, lot 79029 is taxiing out for runway 05 left for departure. So before taxi, takeoff, checklist is complete. We should like do a little bit of brake. Okay, after takeoff checklists, we'll do it later on. Navigation display is active. So we have a good view for now for runway 05 left, full length of the runway. Okay, LNAV and VNAV speeds are okay. Parking brakes sets, taxi light was on. Okay, navigation lights on, instrument display check, and taxi clearance is received. Taxi flight director on, and parking brakes of course is off. So the pre-flight, pre-takeoff checklists. Takeoff flaps set 5. Speed brakes are retracted. Instrument checked. Landing lights not on yet and stop not on. Parking brakes will be off shortly. And let's see our progress on the moving map. So we are slowly moving. We are approaching to Whiskey Charlie November Charlie. Okay. checklist.
Flight attendants, please be seated for departure.
November Charlie. And the entry of the runway entry procedure. We have to slow down, definitely. So the pre-takeoff checklist and takeoff flap set to flaps 5. Speed brakes are retracted, instruments are checked, landing lights, nose one on, and the strobe lights on, and the parking brakes of course is not set. Approaching to the runway 05 left is verify, strobes on, runway turn off lights on. All lights on, I think, then taxi lights will off. Stop for a minute, and the yeah, this is it. So the transponder lights, transponder mode, sorry, to on, and the let's check it if we have a clear airspace. We take the parking brake. Okay, clear on the left. I'm never trusting empty airspace, so maybe that's why it's nice to verify the vicinity of an airport. So Taipei, we are good, and the we are only one aircraft on the runway, so Taipei traffic, lot 7929 lining up runway 05 late for departure. Okay. Zero 05 left. Okay, on my side I need a vertical profile, and I need the traffic on the first officer side if terrain and weather. Maybe the weather, the terrain is not a big thing tonight. So okay. So if we're ready, everything sets. Engine stabilized.
knots.
Set
Check.
and check. Trust set, I did not check.
B1. Rotate.
Rotate.
B2. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Okay, gears up. So manual flying first of all. A little bit of manual flying. LNAV.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1. Flaps 1, flaps in transit right now.
Flaps up.
And the flaps up shortly.
With our flight underway, I'd like to once again welcome you aboard. I'd also like to offer a special welcome to our quality club flight. You'll be earning valuable miles on your flight today. If you're not a member, please visit us
After
at
takeoff checklist.
In just a few minutes, we will be beginning our complimentary meal and beverage service for both first class and coach. In coach, beer, wine, and margaritas can be purchased with a debit or credit card. We apologize if we do not accept cash. In-flight entertainment available on this aircraft includes audio, video, on demand, as well as live.
Okay.
Autopilot on.
Free of charge.
Autopilot on.
Autopilot and commit.
Now we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Yeah, airspeed low. This is okay because we are on the field which shouldn't be presented now. Flight level 130. Okay, I don't need the HUD anymore for now. And the checklist. After takeoff checklist, landing gear and flaps up. Completed. Approaching flight level 100. Lights off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the use of approved portable electronic devices is now permitted.
We'll check our VNAV and transition altitude is wrong, it's 1.4. And the standard set. So we're changing our auto reference for standards. Optimum flight level is 410. Our flight route is for flight level 390, but we can change it for 410. So we have still some our ground speed currently is 471. Indicated airspeed is 306. And distance to the destination is 759 nautical miles. Okay, so it's seems to be we are approaching the top of climb. Sorry. The computers are so clever that they are calculating our estimated fuel and estimated arrival time in Seul Incheon, and they give us recommended flight level, maximum flight level, and optimal flight level. For now, I'm climbing for flight level 410, which is set in here on the panel. Check the airfields and the airports around. So we are flying now the FIR in airspace of Taipei, and on the left hand side we have the airports belong to the Chinese, and correctly for the Shanghai FIR. We are not going that direction, we just going through heading of 040, so it means shortly at Salmi intersection in that particular point, something around the 1746 UTC. Now we have a 1726, so some 20 minutes from now we'll be entering the Japan Fukuoka FIR, and next we'll be quite short with the Incheon FIR, and then we'll be planning our descent for Incheon Airport. The seatbelt signs could be put in auto. And after first hour of flight, we'll be doing the fuel check. Through an hour FMC and through an hour route, so we should use the progress page and check if our fuel consumption is more or less same as we predict in our flight plan, so we have anything wrong with the fuel quantity. So as I told you before, we are overflying on Taipei airspace, and here on moving map you can see entire route, so we're approaching to the Fukuoka airspace, Japan shortly, and next Incheon, Seul, and we'll be landing there. So it's a quite relatively short flight as for the 787. In the meantime, we can check the systems we have. It also should be done. Electrical system working, hydraulics is okay, fuel Quantity is 13.5 gallon fuel. Air system, doors, gear, flight controls, FS displays, and maintenance and circuit brakes if any problems. Flight level change for flight level 410. This was the step climb point, but we really don't need step climb. Just I will check my navigation display. So it's basically very simple in 787 to find the functionality of where it should be what. So we have our ND, it means the navigation display, and we have the other possibilities to check what's going on with our aircrafts, checking with several systems. Let's put ACAS on our side. Recall. Everything is okay. So what is an ACAS switch here? So ACAS, it means that you have an engine indicating and the crew alerting system, which is an integrated system which is providing the information for the captain and first officer, what about the engines, or the aircraft, other systems, instrumentation, and the crew annotations. Let's say on ACAS also you can have some recommended remedial actions, what to do in case of anything that's going not well, or any alerting situations are in progress. Let's say an example, if I put now the fuel pumps in the center to works on, the two eliminations on here, there's a pressure. The second information is fuel pump center left and right, fuel level low, and actually we have no fuel level on that particular place. So as you see, this quantity in the middle is equal to 0, no fuel. So we are pressing back to on, to off, and this ACAS message is disappearing. If, for example, I will disconnect an autopilot, let's do it shortly. We have a warning that the autopilot is disconnecting.
Autopilot on.
And if we connect autopilot again,
Autopilot in command.
as ACAS messages disappearing again. So that's the basic navigation display, and we can of course enlarge that. So it's quite intuitive and quite good example of human and machine interface and how we react with an aircraft, how we respond to the aircraft and how the aircraft is responds to our let's say managing systems. Oh, and we have an 80s on the Taipei tower. Unfortunately, we was not able to hurt the Taipei tower, but we can try to log into the 80s 127.6, 127.6.
0 feet. Temperature 2.24 QNH 1009 hectopascals. No significant change. Departure frequency 122.8. Caution birds activity in the vicinity of the airport. SP1 radar. Departure may be issued by tower control before departure. Inform Taipei approacher tower on initial contact that you have information Zulu. Taiwan Taoyuan International Airport information Zulu. 1700 Zulu. Expect ILS approach runway 05 left 05 right wind 140 degrees 05 knots. Wind varying between 120 degrees and 200 degrees. Visibility 10 kilometers or more cloud. Few clouds at 1600 feet. Broken clouds at 5000 feet. Temperature 2.24 QNH 1009 hectopascals.
Okay, this is basic information you can receive from ADIS. So unfortunately we didn't get control on our departure. Yesterday was a chance for that, but it was the I have very big difficulties with the computer, and unfortunately I was not able to transmit live, and was a few things which was not working properly. But today I think everything looks quite smooth and okay. So flight progress really approaching for the last by intersection. Distance is 9 miles. ETA is 1738, and the fuel is 12.9 there. Okay. This looks outside. So in approximately 6 or 7 minutes we will left the airspace of Taipei, Taiwan, and we will enter the airspace of Japan. Let's check and go for fuel check. Approaching to Salmi. And this is looks like an airway position ident, latitude and longitude, and estimated en route time, and MOA, and the true airspeeds wind direction component and so on, outside the temperature, estimated fuel before, predicted burn, and actual fuel before and actual burn. So this one is estimated and this one is actual, and the pilot should fill out this data for time being. So we're coming for Salmi. The fuel burn should be 12 point. Fuel on board should be 12.9 and estimated fuel burn should be 4.8. So 12 on 4.8. So our predictive fuel over at Salmi is 12.3, so it's even a little bit of 300 more than it was in the flight plan, so we are still on a safe side. I checked the flight level for flight level 410. And in the meantime, of course, we can check our optimum flight level, maximum flight level, and recommended one that's for the time being is okay. So we definitely approaching to the Juliet, the Foucault IF airspace. As you see on the flight routes on the area flight map, we can see the other traffic on VATSIM over China. So some Delta is behind me and is flying to probably Pudong, so it means Shanghai. Yeah, this is it. And we're flying to the Incheon in South Korea. Our airport is empty right away, and we have a 2 other aircraft. A few other aircrafts here, flying in different directions. Right. So our top of descent is 450 miles on 1843 UTC. So it's the less than 1 hour, a little bit less. It's the 17:50 UTC right now, and 18:44 we'll have the our approach. Position report. If we need it. Communication system company. Eddie's request for our destination airfield sent. So no Eddie's, no ADC there. We can cancel it. Weather request. So Sierra. Sorry, it's Korea Romeo Kilo Sierra India. And the active sky. Wind 150 at 7 in prediction, and probably not so strong. Visibility more than 10 kilometers, cut at 3000 broken 140, and temperature minimum is 12, maximum 20, and becoming. And so we can expect actually by tomorrow we can expect some light rain and the overcast broken clouds in Seul. Current with the Wild Flight 087 and KBK 16 by viewpoint 08 and QNH 1016, and no significant change and no significant informations. Okay, we'll be shortly turning to the left, so it's not very attractive scenery in the flights at night, but we will see the airport, the Seul over the night. So well, maybe let's go and analyze the landing condition. Open chart list with the. Let's start with the airport briefing. So we're turning. Come back to the analysis of the arrival. Continuous descent operation procedure for intern and procedural place for your aircraft flying at this particular flight routes. Okay. Okay, intern control console now leaving and reference point of descent. Okay. Initial already contacts. Airfield briefing runways. 15 left, 15 right. Rapid exit taxiways. Landing procedures during an highway enforced. Pilots are strongly requested to require following perfectly rapid exit and vacate landing runway within 6 seconds of a time frame. Aircraft unable to comply with this procedure should notify the ADC. Okay, let's continue to an airport informations and how the airport looks like. So 15 left, 15 right, and 16. I suppose I will be using an runway 15 left because it's near to the cargo aprons. If no, of course, ADC online and no other choice from the controller. So probably we'll be landing on 15 left and we'll be vacating via the Delta 1 to the cargo apron. But before that, standard arrival. And I really don't remember my last point over the let's say over the from the top of descent. But of course I don't have to memorize that. It should be somewhere in the flight plan. And it's Ullman Bravo 76. Let's take the approach and let's start on Ullman. Ullman for runway 15 right, 15 left and 16. So Ullman will be Ullman 1 November via the Tosca to flight level 180 in case of anything holding with maximum speed 250 and minimum holding altitude flight level 180. Next Bonsa, next flight level 150 at Sierra India 852. Next Sierra India 942, 9000 Sierra India 943. Above 8000 to Sierra India 947, and next right turn to Da Nang. And after Da Nang, the approach on 14 left. Okay, so ILS Yankee, Da Nang to Scott, and descending to 1600 feet Dulac, and next we'll be proceeding to runway 15 left. And in case of anything, we'll be going notch right on our final approach. Then we have to go follow that procedure. Okay, category 2, category 1. Category 1, it's minimum, it's 200 feet. Right, so we will come back to these charts during an approach. So for the time being, I think the best way is to go follow the aircraft in flight. So shortly we are coming into Incheon airspace. Just a short approach. 30, and after that will be quite not difficult to fly and to go for landing. And this is our second aircraft, which was departing Romeo Charlie Tango Papa, and he's heading to Japan, and it's heading to this nice airport, Narita. Okay. Some more, if someone is interested in how the direct function is working, because we are on the same level and we are approaching to a total even at 25 nautical miles, and next is TESIM. For example, if you'd like to fly direct to TESIM, we can do it like this. So next point here, next we can do it execute. If we are making it by mistake, we can do it erase, and it's just coming back to the same position. Second interesting function is holding. Let's say NIRAT. So hold, NIRAT, and we can let's say make the execute or erase. If we're taking then execute, better taking the race, but let's say again in a holding, and this is a race, for example NIRAT. So holding NIRAT here, and we take the execute, and we should take holds again, and we can let's say organize the we can program our holding, right turn, left turn, let's say inbound 3 minutes, NIRAT, or even inbound 10 minutes. As you see, there is the holding pattern built with our NIRAT. And we can create next holds or whatever. Some routes. NIRAT, so we can build the different points, and we can do the different holdings. Of course, we can change it for plan. And the hold at NIRAT, we can make, I think, delete holds. And next we can put the TESIM. Okay, delete holds. So NIRAT here. execute. We have it hold at VATSIM. Don't want to be hold at near it, so VATSIM and the delete 4 holds. Next, near at here. And now we have no holding anymore. So it quite really it works by your intuition, and it's not really complicated to create holdings in 787. Less than 1 hour we should finish our flight, and now we are officially flying in the Incheon airspace. We'll be slowly approaching to our top of descent in 287 nautical miles. Quite shortly. taxi will be proceeding via Oman 1 November here. Execute tunnel and we will be approaching runway 15 left. So I think there's a good time for officially start the start our approach briefing. So standard arrival for the Incheon airport will be Oman 1 Papa. Sorry, Oman 1 November, and this is route Oman, Doksa, Monsa, Sierra India 852, Sierra India 942, Sierra India 943, Sierra India 944, Sierra India 945, Sierra India 946, Sierra India 947, left, right turn to Danang at 5,000 feet. And the altimeters are set in hectopascals and transition level is 140. So the basic information's main concern, maybe the birds activity, and high terrain is not our worst thing to be, let's say, worried about. The ILS Yankee runway 15 left. No, it's Yankee. It's here. ILS Yankee for runway 15 left via Danang, Scoot. So we'll be descending to 2,600 over Scoot and next 1,600 Dulac, and we will be commencing the approach in category 1. Special aircrew and aircraft certification required if we have number 1. So number 2, not authorized during the simultaneous approaches. Number 3, information. Using a failed operational system and we're trying to look up the aircraft airways conducting and autonomous. Not our case. Altimeter sitting at hectopascals, transition altitude 1400, GNSS DM required to ATS or running service required, DME required in ILS localizer approach, and F1 operations simultaneous approach authorized with runway 16. Timing not authorized for defining maps. Okay, final approach course 153, localizer on ILS 1.9, Dulac, so for the time being localizer Yankee 15 left. So coming back to cockpit. Okay, arrival runway Yankee 15 left. And we use the Oman 1 November arrival. Check, verify that star November. Yes, Oman 1 November for runway 15 left. Good. Oman 1 November, runway 15 left. Transition on, or we can use Danang. Execute. And let's go for the plan. And there's an option a destination. And next we can verify clearly what we have done, what we programmed. Okay, there's no connection between Danang and Sierra India 947 because we can expect the vectoring. So some discontinuity could be fine on the legs page, but I will cancel it. And the line will come to Danang intersection. Did it? Probably it will be not allowed. No, I think no. So done. Battery to done, and here. So the line now is showing up and execute. And this blue line, of course, our predicted go-round procedure according to the go-round procedure. So it looks like this. Coming back to map. Progress page. So 20 minutes to descent. So prior to top of descent checklist. Maybe enforce our anti-ice. Our anti-ice is everything auto, so wing is on auto and the engines are also in auto. Navigation and radios are set automatically. Navigation menu and nav. That's not yet. So alternate navigation radio, no, we don't need it. It should be automatically. Course setting. Course setting is set on our CDU, and the fuel quantity. So we go for systems fuel 10 tons CDU. Next page, progress. Destination will be 7.1, so it's okay. Outer brake setting, level 2, and approach briefing. Please check. So we'll be copying data from FMC. Sorry, fast shore landing, copy data from FMC. Runway is dry. So wind can do it in meter. Romeo Kilo Sierra India 15909. It's 150. 0 at 9 hour. Temperature it's 16. QNH 1016. Cut 1. Anti-ice off. It's exit. And it's spoilers auto and brakes level 2. Right. Configuration off. Calculate. Level 2, braking 7,650 feet. Let's check in that case the runway. Okay. Information runway It's 12,303 feet, and the distance to the Delta 2, Delta 1. So after landing here, 15 left, we taxi via Delta 1, Yankee 32606 at the terminal plan. There's some hotspot on hotspot 68. Cargo terminal after landing Delta 1 and 15 left. That's the plan. Unfortunately, I cannot find a distance right now. And the basic airport informations. No ice, no water, no slash no snow. Low visibility procedures on open forest, crossing component, including last exit for 5 knots. Tailing component building last exit 5 knots. Wind shear been reported. So this runway FAQs program. Okay, looks like we set. So output to FMC. Complete. So we are accepting the output and then flaps full. Speed 136. So perfect. We are just good. Traffic in the vicinity. visiting some island here on the coast of the Incheon region, Korea. Next we're coming to the South Korea. We're flying by Dalsu. Next we're finishing up the wing. There's one interesting thing there. Approach, I think it's approach from runway 32. I don't remember runway reference. Okay, radar minimums. North Korea, very close to that airport in Seul, and there's some procedure approach. Special notice, no, it's not that one. Warning, RKP-73 Alpha Bravo. Even aircraft is seen flying through the RKP-73 Bravo without proper clearance. A trace warning shot will be fired. If the aircraft continue into RKP prohibited area 73, it will be shut down without further warning. An exception to do this will be civilian aircraft which has been identified as friendly. So RKP-73 RKP-73, this is quite interesting. I think we should go for the 73. This is the prohibited area, and this is the prohibited area. So we're flying there. It's called restricted RGB areas around. So this is quite important. As you see, a lot of prohibited areas here, like identification zones. This means that if something will be not really good in the real life, you can be shut down without any warning, except if you are identified as a friendly aircraft, whatever it means. Better to be friendly. Okay. Progress almost finished, 228 miles. 40 minutes to land. change the level as in the flight plan. So keyway A was on flight level 310. Our flight plan 4, so yes, QA flight level 310, so we should be careful that we should do it according to the flight plan. So descending in 10 minutes. And enough. This is the best way to keep a smooth descent. Okay, descent checklist. Head-ups display is on. It's on. Seatbelt signs will be also on. Anti-ice controls, auto, and auto navigation displays are checked. Traffic and the weather on my side. Terrain on your side. Navigation display checked, TCAS instrument checked. Meter and 8 is meter checked, 8 is not available, no ADC. Let's check it again, the flight information, status request, VATSIM sent, no. Engine instruments, check. Flight displays checked. Hydraulic system is checked. Air conditioning system is checked. Pneumatic system is checked. Fuel system is checked. And window fitting is checked now. Descent checklist. go. Checked. Notes checked. Auto brakes. Level 2. Landing VREF minimum. VREF on top 3136. And approach briefing is complete. Change. $1,600 to be level up. That's the kilo scale. That's okay. quicker. Mutable descent because of the change in level. Half an hour to fuel stop. Finally, we'll check the water remote and know when it changes. Listen to it a little bit for the center. Try Shanghai control. Seul incheon traffic, good evening. But 79er approaching to Allman 1 November for runway 15 left. Leaving flight level 310, descending flight level 10.
To prepare for landing, it will be necessary to collect all service items, as well as any other items you wish to discard, such as newspapers.
So we're just approaching to the Allman, and next we continue with Allman 1 Papa. 1 November for runway 15 left in the June. Tosca over the flight level 180 max 150 8000. Even in Allman 1 November 9000 max 8000 according to the map. Continue down for the entrance room.
Descent checklist.
We are in here correctly, flying with our PFB. So now we continue to 9,000 feet. Continue to Sierra, India, 943 for shortcut cut. So let's go for... we have no traffic around Sierra, India, 9045. Direct Sierra, India, 9045. And execute, and we continue down to 1,000 feet. Return traffic at 79er. It's approaching to Sierra India 945, descending flight level 90, crossing flight level 150 down to ILS runway 158. Shortly we are expecting the changing of the standard QNH to local QNH, which is 1016 as far as I remember. QNH 1016. Speed 240, let's use the speed brake then. Going with the speed brake.
approach checklist.
Landing lights. Speed check, flaps 1. Speed brake more for reducing on-flight level speeds 1 and 0. Speed check, 5 degrees. Flaps 5. And flaps 15.
Ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for landing, please return all seat backs and tray tables to their upright and stowed positions. Ensure all portable electronic devices are turned off and stow all carry-on items. Additionally, footrests and video monitors must be returned to their original position. Thank you.
Seul Incheon traffic lot 7929 approaching to Danan intersection 5000 feet approaching. We will report on ILS runway 15 left. Check the flaps will be 25. as we should descend to 2600 and 1600. And the go around at altitude is 4000 feet. Speed check, flaps 25, flaps 30, and gear down.
Flight attendants, please be seated for arrival.
Approach mode active. Runway 15 on the left hand side. Wind 171 at 10. Go around altitude is set for 4000 feet. Altitude is set. Landing checklist. Completed.
Landing checklist.
Landing checklist is complete.
Land 3.
Pilot disengage. Runway inside, wind is 159 at 11.
1,000.
Incheon traffic lot 799, short final runway 151. Auto throttle disarmed. Wind 159er at 11.
300. Approaching
Check.
minimums. Minimums.
Landing.
200.
A little bit too high.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Long landing.
10.
Okay. Reverse. $70 knots, reverse cancelled. Manual
Ladies and
braking.
gentlemen, we will be taxiing for the next few minutes, so please
Auto
remain
brakes
seated
off.
with your seatbelt fastened until the captain
Taxiing
turns
to
off
Delta.
the fasten seatbelt sign. At that time, please remember to check around your seating area, in the seat pockets, and overhead bins for all personal belongings that you brought on board.
Spoilers disarmed.
Please take care when opening the overhead bins, as the contents may have shifted during flight.
Delta is on the left, Delta 1. Landing lights off. Taxi lights on. Strobes off. Traffic runway 15 left is vacated, lot 7909. Again, the transponder mode to standby. start. Lights indoors. APU is working. Wheel chucks and external power connected. APU off. So our flight is fully complete. Thank you for watching and have a good evening.